Now that we have our data model and methods set up, let's create a basic user interface for our chat application and learn how to call our methods from the client side. So to start, we're going to create a new directory called UI inside of imports that's going to host all of our client side related code, especially the views and whatnot. And for now, we're going to keep it simple. We're going to create another directory called chat, okay, which is going to house the UI related components for our chat application. So, of course, we're going to have chat.html, um, chat.js, and lastly, chat.css. Okay. Now, for the HTML component, we're going to start off by creating a template, and then we're going to import it into the its JS counterpart. So let's begin. First off, we're going to have a tag called template, which is mandatory for our Blaze components. Then we're going to give it a name of chat, of course. And then I'm going to populate it with our code. So just follow along with me, please. As simple short chat. Div, uh, current user. Now, this part basically tells Blaze to only render this part if a user is already logged in, and we don't need to define current user. It's just part of Blaze. Okay. Form. Now we're going to create the form that user is going to use to create new messages. Okay. Apologies. Now we go to input dot. Let's also give it a name of text. Okay. Wouldn't hurt, and add a placeholder. Enter message. Okay, very neat, very tidy. Oh, it also should be self-closing. Now, lastly, let's create our button and give the class of send button. Okay, type of submit. So it's triggered by pressing enter in the form. And that's pretty much it. Now let's import it. Import chat.html. So in our JS file, we are importing the HTML part, and then we're going to go to our main.js in the client directory, and we're going to import our client side code. So imports, okay, UI slash chat, and also we're going to specify the chat file. Then we go to the HTML, and we're basically going to render out the chat template that we had just created. So let's see how that looks like. Okay, cannot find module. Oh, I made a mistake. It's imports. Okay. Now, okay, sign in to join. That's what just created. Simple Meteor chat. Let's sign in. And as we can see, we have the our little chat, our little message box. And okay, I also need to make a little modification. Uh, in our button, let's just type for like send. Okay, maybe I have no capital. So now we have our rendered out chat application. I'm going to paste this CSS code, okay, for our chat application. But don't worry, I'm going to leave you a note in the comments for it. So you can also copy paste it. But I'm not going to show you how to write it because it's going to take a bit of time, and that's not the focus of our tutorial. Now let's go back to our application. Okay, give it another rerun. It's not appearing. Ah, in Meteor, or more precisely Blaze, not only you need to import the relevant HTML file, but also the CSS part to take for it to take effect. So import chat.css, and yeah, it's working now. Again, it's very simple, but I want just to demonstrate a point. So now, so you can understand in our chat.js, we're importing both the HTML and the CSS file, and in the main .js file on the client side, we are importing the chat, which includes um, the JavaScript, the HTML, and the chat CSS, and all of this is being understood by Meteor as client-side code. I just wanted to tie all that together. Now let's get back to our chat application. Okay, we have a simple, okay, we have a simple input field, but it just doesn't do anything. So we needed to actually trigger the method call. So we're going to now write our very first Blaze code. Again, follow along and I will explain when I'm done. Okay. So, okay, English. Now, okay. Now, as you can see, first off, we start by importing the template from the template package from Meteor itself, and we tell it that okay, I want you to attach an event to the chat, okay, the chat template. Okay, I want to attach certain events to it, and I want you to basically listen for submit event on the new message form. And the first thing we do is we prevent the default behavior. And as you may know, the default behavior for the form tag is to send the post request. I believe this is how it works back in the day. So it wouldn't refresh. Then we grab the event dot target, and then we get the text value. Lastly, we pass this text value to the Meteor method that we had created, messages.insert, and lastly, we clear out the input field. Okay, so let's give it a test. Um, but let me just pull up RoboMongo, okay, because we're going to need it. So here we are, our very own text message, and we press send. Okay, that should be it. Let's go here, connect our database, and we can see our very own text message being pushed to the database. So here our method call triggers the method that we just created in methods. Okay, and it just goes through it and it finally sends it to the database, and that's pretty much it. And this is, I guess, your very first own Meteor method. In the next tutorial, I'm going to show you how to use publications and what's the difference between methods and publications, and how we can use the publications to display our data reactively. Thank you.